The story begins on November 9th, a seemingly ordinary day that holds extraordinary significance for Niles. It is the day of Tala and Abe's wedding in the picturesque desert oasis of Palm Springs. Niles, characterized by his seemingly carefree and detached demeanor, awakens beside his girlfriend, Misty, one of the bridesmaids. His attempt at intimacy is met with disinterest, a subtle hint at the underlying ennui that pervades his existence.
Don't say it's like the age thing, because I've had older boyfriends.
It's the age thing.
Not the age thing.
It's not you. It's me.
Yeah, no shit.
I meant, it's you, it's not me.
You're so funny, Niles. Oh my god, you're hilarious.
As the day progresses, Niles finds himself at the wedding reception, where he is slated to deliver a speech. His address, while outwardly heartfelt, possesses an undercurrent of the bizarre, a reflection of his prolonged experience within the time loop. It is here that he encounters Sarah, the maid of honor and sister of the bride, Tala.
Here you are, standing on the precipice of something so much bigger than anyone here. And it may be frightening and filled with doubt, but always remember.
Sarah, burdened by a palpable sense of depression and isolation, stands apart from the joyous celebration. Niles, with his unusually laid-back and almost indifferent charm, manages to forge an unexpected connection with her. Their shared sense of detachment from the conventional festivities draws them together, leading them to abandon the bustling reception and venture into the serene, yet ultimately significant, desert landscape. As Niles and Sarah prepare for an intimate moment in the vast expanse of the desert, their encounter is abruptly interrupted by a startling event. Niles is struck by an arrow. The assailant is revealed to be Roy, a man from the wedding party, whose presence introduces a layer of complexity to Niles's already convoluted existence. A wounded Niles, with a sense of urgency born from countless repetitions of this day, crawls towards a mysterious, glowing cave, issuing a dire warning to Sarah not to follow him. However, driven by concern and a burgeoning curiosity, Sarah disregards his admonition and enters the cave, where she is enveloped by a pulsating vortex of light. Sarah awakens, disoriented and startled, to find herself back in her bed, the events of the previous night seemingly a dream. Yet the unsettling realization dawns upon her. It is November 9th once more. She confronts Niles, who, with an almost weary calm, explains the inescapable truth. She has now become ensnared in the same time loop that has held him captive for an indeterminate, yet undeniably extensive period. He elucidates that anyone who enters the cave while the temporal anomaly is active becomes irrevocably trapped within the loop. The act of falling asleep or succumbing to death merely serves to reset the day, returning them to the morning of November 9th. Niles further reveals that Roy, the man who shot him, was inadvertently drawn into the loop by Niles himself, and now, fueled by a desire for retribution, periodically hunts Niles down within the confines of their shared temporal prison. Sarah, initially consumed by a desperate desire to escape, attempts various methods to break free, but each endeavor proves futile. Niles, having long since abandoned any hope of liberation, has embraced a nihilistic and carefree existence, finding a strange comfort in the predictability of his endless day. Following her numerous failed attempts to break free from the temporal prison, Sarah eventually succumbs to the inevitability of her fate. She begins to shed her inhibitions and gradually adopts Niles's reckless and uninhibited lifestyle. Their days transform into a series of audacious and consequence-free escapades. They engage in various activities, from orchestrating elaborate pranks to indulging in hedonistic pursuits, all with the knowledge that the day will inevitably reset by morning, erasing any repercussions. This shared experience fosters an extraordinary closeness between them, as they find profound solace and companionship in their peculiar predicament. Their bond deepens with each repetition of the day, as they navigate the absurdities of their existence together, creating their own unique world within the confines of the time loop. This period marks a significant shift in Sarah's character, as she transitions from a state of despair to one of rebellious acceptance, finding a strange liberation in the absence of consequence. One pivotal evening, Niles and Sarah venture into the desert, where they camp under the vast night sky. Under the influence of recreational substances, they share an intimate and emotionally charged moment, further solidifying their connection. However, the dawn of the next day brings a jarring reality. Sarah awakens to find herself in bed with Abe, the groom, with whom she had a one-night stand prior to the wedding. This revelation creates a significant rift between Niles and Sarah. Sarah, consumed by guilt and a renewed sense of nihilism regarding their situation, struggles to reconcile her actions with her growing feelings for Niles. Later in the day, their path intersects with Roy, who, disguised as a police officer, pulls them over. In a sudden burst of rage and frustration, Sarah deliberately runs him over. This act of aggression precipitates a heated argument between Niles and Sarah, during which Niles, under duress, confesses a painful truth. He had engaged in intimate encounters with Sarah many times in previous loops, a fact he had deliberately concealed from her. Feeling profoundly betrayed by his deception, Sarah begins to actively distance herself from Niles, seeking solitude within the endless repetition of the day. Feeling adrift and profoundly lost without Sarah's presence, Niles aimlessly navigates the repeating day, his usual carefree demeanor replaced by a palpable sense of melancholy. During this period of introspection, he inadvertently uncovers the truth about Abe and Sarah's affair, adding another layer of complexity to his emotional landscape. Meanwhile, Sarah, driven by a newfound determination, dedicates herself to an intense study of quantum physics and general relativity. She immerses herself in complex theories and equations, believing that within the realm of scientific understanding lies the key to their liberation. Through her rigorous research and meticulous experimentation, she formulates a daring hypothesis: that detonating an explosive device within the mysterious cave at a precisely calculated moment could disrupt the temporal anomaly and finally break the time loop. Armed with this theoretical framework, Sarah presents her audacious plan to Niles, offering him a chance to escape with her. However, Niles, having fallen deeply and irrevocably in love with Sarah, makes a heartfelt plea, asking her to remain in the loop with him forever, choosing their shared eternity over an uncertain freedom. Sarah, resolute in her desire for genuine liberation, gently but firmly refuses his plea, preparing to execute her perilous plan alone. On what she fervently hopes will be her final November 9th, Sarah attends the wedding reception one last time, delivering a poignant and heartfelt speech to her sister, Tala, a final act of closure before embarking on her uncertain journey. With a sense of purpose, she then makes her way to the mysterious cave, armed with the explosives that represent her last hope for freedom. Niles, consumed by the realization that he cannot bear to be without her, rushes to the cave, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and unwavering resolve. He declares, with profound sincerity, that he would rather face death with her in the explosion than endure an eternity trapped alone in the loop. Sarah, deeply moved by his declaration of love and commitment, reciprocates his feelings, and they share a passionate, desperate kiss as she presses the detonator. The screen abruptly cuts to black, leaving the audience in suspense. The scene then transitions to Niles and Sarah relaxing in a swimming pool at a nearby house, a tranquil setting that Niles had previously shown Sarah during one of their countless loops. The homeowners return, their surprise at finding the couple they're serving as a clear indication that Sarah's audacious plan has succeeded. It is now November 10th. They have, against all odds, successfully escaped the time loop, stepping into a new, uncertain, but shared future. In a brief yet significant mid-credits scene, the narrative revisits Roy, the man inadvertently trapped in the loop by Niles. Roy, having received a voicemail from Sarah detailing her escape plan, returns to the wedding reception. He approaches Niles, who, now free from the loop, has no recollection of Roy or their shared, endless predicament. Roy, observing Niles's unburdened demeanor and lack of recognition, understands that Sarah's plan was successful. A subtle smile plays on his lips, suggesting that he now possesses a renewed sense of hope for his own eventual escape from the time loop, a testament to the possibility of breaking free from even the most persistent of cycles. And that's how the movie ends. Thanks for watching.